Well, hello there. This is Seth. How you doing? Today, I'm going to be taking you through a little tutorial about how to sign up for and use RingCentral as a phone system. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that RingCentral is the only way to go. There are tons of different phone systems out there that you can use, and they're probably all fine. RingCentral just happens to be the one that I started using several years ago now. It served me very well. I've found it to be a pretty solid system. I've honestly never tried any other one, so I can't speak to any of the other ones out there. I just can tell you how this one works. If you want to use RingCentral, if you think that this is one that you want to look into, I mean, I can vouch for it, first of all. I can just tell you it's a very, very good system. And really, all you have to do, if you're looking at this page or a similar page, you would just go to the sign up button, which is right here. The plan that I originally signed up with years ago, I think was this one right here, the cheapest one, just because I obviously did not have a lot of money and I was just trying to get by with as little as I could, and it did fine for me. Eventually I ended up upgrading to this one here just because I had to spend a lot more time on the phone, and if you want to do this one or that one, I mean, you know who you are, you know what you need. So I'm just going to pick this one here, and let's do a free trial just to see how that works. Here you can either pick a toll-free number, or you can pick a local number, or you can pick a vanity number. And a vanity number is whenever people want to, I think, like spell out words with their phone number, like 1-800-CALL-SETH or something like that. So if for some reason you feel like you need that, by all means feel free. It does cost a little bit extra to do that, as it also does to do a toll-free number. The cheapest option here is just the local one. The benefit with this one, obviously, is that it's probably going to be easier for people to remember if that's something that's important. Toll-free number is obviously it's toll-free for your callers. It's probably less of an issue these days. It's not a huge deal because a lot of people have cell phones and get free long distance anyway. But if you want to be, if you want to catch everybody out there and make it easy for all of them, toll-free number would be the way to go. I've had a couple different toll-free numbers over the course of my business, and did it make a difference? I have to imagine it did at least a little bit, but it's not like I couldn't have gotten by without it. I just sort of picked it because I thought it was a nice way to be good to my potential customers, really. So just for this case, I'm going to just do a local number, and we would, in my case, go here to Michigan. And by the way, you don't have to necessarily do where you're from. If you wanted to make it look like you were calling from some other place for some odd reason, you could do that too. But I'm just doing my local area here. Grand Rapids. Then it gives me just a handful of numbers to pick here, whatever looks good to me. So what the heck, I'll pick this one. And then moving forward, I'm going to say no thanks to this. And then from here, you just fill in your information and keep going to checkout to the next page. And since I already have a RingCentral account, I'm just going to go up here to my system to show you just a little tour and overview of what it looks like and how it works and what you're supposed to do. This is really what the dashboard looks like. A few things just right off the bat, just so you kind of know where things are. Right up here, if you want to make a phone call right from your computer, you just click this little ring out phone button. And as long as you've got, a microphone and a headset or something like that plugged into your computer, you can just type in the number and do it right here. Click call. So there's that. If you ever want to fax something, it's incredibly easy. Just go right up here to this fax out button in the upper right-hand corner. And all you have to do is, first of all, type in your fax number that you're faxing to. If you want a cover page, you can, and then you would just sort of type in your message and then click preview, and then that's what your cover page is going to look like. Not a huge deal. If you don't want a cover page, it'll just send literally exactly what you've scanned in as your PDF or whatever kind of document you're sending. Typically what I do is I'll scan it in as a PDF, and then I will click here on my computer and then browse and then find the document. Click on this and attach that, and then attach it like this. And then literally all you have to do, you just click send now, and that's it. So it's really pretty simple to fax stuff. And then also, if you're ever receiving faxes, that's typically going to come in here as well. So moving back here to the main dashboard, that's how you make a call. That's how you fax right from your computer. Again, there's also the RingCentral app for both the Droid and the iPhone, so you can do calls from your business number from your phone as well. So just keep that in mind. Right here, these buttons are really your entire navigation. But just to kind of show you how this all works, something you might want to do right from the get-go is to go right up here where it says Company Caller ID. And then right here you can put either your name or the name of your company or whatever kind of name you want to put in there. And what that means is that whenever you call somebody, that is the name that's going to show up on people's caller ID. So it's kind of a cool little feature. Might as well do it since you can. And then company address, I don't even have that filled in. I'm not sure. It's probably not important. And then your main number and then your direct extension number. We're going to get more into that in just a second here. And also keep in mind, everywhere you go in RingCentral, there's always going to be this little video thing explaining to you how it works and what you're supposed to do. So, I mean, really, in theory, you should never be lost once you get in here. If we go over here to Auto Receptionist, right here, there's just a few key things to be aware of. First of all, up here, you can set your company hours. And really what this means is you can specify what hours of which days you're actually open for business. So, you know, when people dial your number, when it will actually ring on your cell phone or whatever phone you want it to. And then when you're closed, you can set the rules for it to just go directly to a voicemail system or something like that. So that is one way to do it. Another way to do it is the way that I do it, is I'm just open 24 hours. And that doesn't actually mean people can get a hold of me. What that means is, if you go down here to company call handling, just ignore that. What this means is that anytime anybody calls me, no matter what day or what time it is, they're going to hear my company greeting. And what I did was I actually had a professional voiceover person for about $100 record a greeting for me, just so my company kind of sounded legit and cool and all that. Since I'm open 24 hours a day, that just means that whenever somebody calls me, it's just going to go directly to that company greeting. It's not even going to ring. It's just going to immediately play that. And in that company greeting, it actually tells people what extensions they can hit depending on what they need and who they want to talk to. And I'll actually let you listen to that just so you can hear what that sounds like. Just an example. I'll click on this here. Here we go.
Hello, and thank you for calling your party's extension. You may dial it at any time. If you are calling to find out more information about selling your property, please press 1. If you are calling for more information about one of our properties for sale, please press 2. If you have an existing loan with us and have a question about loan servicing, please press 3. For our office location, mailing address, and other contact information, please press 4 or visit our website at
So you kind of get the idea. I mean, it does sound cool, but it's not a big deal. You could just as easily say it yourself and it would sound pretty much just as good. So, and if you want to do that, you can either call in on your phone and record the message, or you can hit this record button and do it right there. And I think you can actually even record an audio file and upload it if you're really technologically advanced. And you can also, by the way, just do this default greeting if you don't care, like this.
Thank you for calling my company name. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. For the operator, press 0.
But since I went through the trouble of doing a custom greeting, I'm obviously going to leave that as is. A few other things that I personally am not utilizing because I just don't need them. You can set up a dial by name directory. So, you know, once you enter in all the usernames, which we'll get to in just a second, you can allow people to dial by name. So if they don't know the actual extension number, they can just start typing in the letters on their phone and get there that way. Again, I don't use it, but if you're running a company that does need that, you know, by all means, have at it. Call recording, I don't do this either, but if for some reason you want to record the calls that are coming in like in real time so that both your voice and their voice are being recorded, you can do that. Again, I don't have any need for that, but I know there's some companies out there that might need that. Say if you're hiring a virtual assistant and you want them to take the calls for you and you want to keep tabs on how they're doing, that kind of thing, this might be something you might want to look into. But again, I don't do it that way, so I don't really use it. And that's really it for this whole thing here. If you go down here to groups, there's really nothing. I don't use groups, so I don't even use that button. And then over here to users, this is where you would actually create the extensions and the usernames if you're going to do that. This is probably overkill the way I did it. Like, I could easily delete this one here, and I could probably delete one of these two things. Could probably delete loan servicing. And why? Just because I don't get that many calls for those particular reasons, you know. I just don't need them. So, I mean, I would say most real estate investing businesses like mine would probably need 2 or 3 extensions, and those would be sales department. So that's like when you're trying to sell properties and the number that you want people to contact you in those instances. Postcards leads, what that means is whenever I'm sending direct mail out, or when I'm trying to communicate with people who want to sell me their property, so basically the opposite end where I'm buying rather than selling, that's another separate extension. And I've actually got a separate toll-free number connected to that one. So if we click on that, and really what I did here was, long ago I bought this toll-free number, and that's the number that goes on my postcards. That's also the number that goes on my buying website. And people can call that number and it's going to go directly to this extension, which, by the way, when people call this number, they hear a 1 or 2 minute long recorded voicemail from me where I'm just explaining, who I am and why I sent them the postcard and that kind of thing. If you want to hear an example of that, by the way, I'm going to include a link beneath this video to the blog post that contains that actual voicemail message. If you just, if you want more details on what I'm talking about when I say this, you can actually listen to that. Also, for that matter, for any of these extensions, if I wanted to add a direct number for this particular extension, all you got to do is click this button here and you can buy another number, just like that. You can buy a toll-free number, a vanity number, or a local number. So it's very easy if and when you decide you need to do that. And also, while we're at it, over here, where you actually set up your user info, this is where you would put, your name, your email address. When a message gets recorded under this extension, an email would get sent to this email address with a copy of the actual message so people can listen to it. You can also set, user hours for each extension. So if you do have individual people who are responsible for each of these, they can set up their own rules, that kind of thing. And then let's see, greeting, on hold music. Each extension can record their own individual greeting. Each extension can block calls if they want to. I've never had to do that, luckily. A system like this really does allow you to run your entire business from something like your iPhone or your Droid. It's just stuff you couldn't even imagine doing 10 years ago. It's kind of thing where this technology is out there, really not expensive. It's like a fraction of the cost of what I pay for my cell phone bill each month. It's pretty much a steal. The number of things that it will allow you to do in your business, it's pretty remarkable. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is to it. I just kind of wanted to show you how RingCentral works. Again, I know there's other systems out there. I have no idea if they're more or less complicated or more or less capable or versatile as RingCentral. All I can tell you is that RingCentral has just been a great tool for me over the years. I've never really been disappointed with it. It's always kind of delivered and given me what I needed in my business. So, again, I can vouch for it. If this is a system that you think would be helpful to you, then by all means, give it a shot. And feel free to use my affiliate link, which is shown right below this video. I will get a very small commission for that, and I appreciate you helping support the blog. So thanks again for watching the video. Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully it gave you some ideas on what's possible out there with your phone communication system, and I hope to see you again soon.